surprised. It's part of the reason why I'm actually doing this one is I actually got two people that had sent me messages asking about one of the videos I did with Onward on how to use the actual touch controllers instead of the Vive. A couple more questions they had. I guess I sort of rushed through things they thought, so I was going to try to do a better one, go through some more of the, I guess, more basic controls, that kind of thing. I was, in fact, um, going through with a buddy of mine came by last night and we were playing, and I realized it's hard to, and this is a good example because you can see the controller now. Um, I don't know what you call this little button here. I refer to it as my middle finger button. You got your trigger button, of course, and then middle finger button. Really, these are the only two buttons you're really using in the game. You're going to be using the stick, and actually in the right controller, we are pushing some button. The either of them, I believe, A or B. But um, when I'm in the game and I'm referred to middle finger, or basically it's your grab button, is going to be that middle finger button there. You can see it going up and down. But I'm assuming you know if you got a touch control what I'm talking about. The otherwise, that's your grab, for your gun, which a little bit confusing. I don't know how it is on the Vive, but to grab other things, you're using your trigger when you don't have your gun. So there is, when I say grab, I was confusing my buddy as far as saying grab. He kept trying to use this middle finger button when he was trying to grab other things on his belt that he didn't need to do. So, anyways, I shall load into this and go through a couple of more basic stuff. Now, there was an update that just came out. I'm so sorry. There was an update that just was released that the developer Dante Buckley, he said that he made some performance enhancements, a couple things with, I believe, the guns, the scope, and one thing I talked to another player this morning. He said that I haven't tested it, but he said that the night vision hologram and laser red dot works better now. It was kind of hard to see with the hologram and the night vision. Um, but, anyways, settings. I was asked about. I go through basically all of it. I set it at the default. Um, I do run the debug and turn ASW off, which seems to help. Hand is, right, left-handed. Most of it is all pretty standard. I did say before, steady. I like button instead of proximity. To each his own. My buddy last night liked it better for the proximity. So um, now, what I'm gonna do here is a couple things. Um, if we go into and start a match and just like by ourselves, we're only going to have about 6.5 minutes. So I'm going to do that at the very end. I'll go to the shooting range first. One of the questions I was asked was whether or not I was going through how to reload. And I had chosen Marsoc, so I had the M16, which a lot of people got confused on. So, because the mag just drops straight out, and you have guns like here, the AK, AK-12, I believe the G3, pretty much all of them, I think. I've never messed with the FAMAS. Some of them I just haven't messed with. I bet that one's the same as the AK. I usually use the AK-12. I like that gun when I'm on the vault side when it rotates. That's another thing I guess people don't realize in the game. No matter what you choose, it goes back and forth between assault and defense. So you're gonna have you're gonna be on vault basically, or the black versus the camo each time. It rotates back and forth. So there's a time you're not going to have the option of getting M16s and the American type guns. So AK, we'll load up here, and I'll go through just reloading there. As I said in the first video, I mean, there are a lot of tutorials on this, but they're mainly just with the Vive, so that's why I put up the first one. Walking, your left hand, your stick, back, forth. You can do, I did not mention this before, and I think this is just for touch users. He calls it a snap neck or quick neck snap or something. Basically on your right stick, if you hit to the right or to the left, you're gonna sort of rotate, I don't know, 45 degrees or something like that. It's a nice little feature to be able, especially if you don't have a real big room scale. I have mine set up pretty good. I'm waiting on one more sensor that's going to give me a little bit more 360. But there's a lot of different videos that you can find that have how you can set it up with the two, and it works decent. But ideally, at least I'm hoping that third sensor is going to help out a lot. But now with running, like I said, you can see that sort of lets you maneuver around. You still got your walking room that I can do, but I generally will use the sticks to get me to a window or door where I want to be, and then walk around physically in my room. To run, right or left stick, you're gonna double click it. Second click, you're gonna, and it's a down. You sort of click down and forward 2 times, and you hold it that second time, and you want to hold your gun at a 45 degree. You'll see that it's a whole lot faster. If you raise your gun, you're gonna slow down, or if you just a single click, even 45 degrees on a single click, you're not going anywhere fast wise. So it's a double click, but it's you got to push down on the stick at the same time and then hold it. It takes a little getting used to. That one's the easier one. The reloading typically is the harder one for me personally, especially because I like the M16 and that mag drops out. Because to switch firing modes with your right stick, you're going to push in and to the left, as so. You'll hear a little click. This one doesn't actually show it moving. Some of the guns will show that the actual change from semi to or 3 versus single. What's tough is to change the mag is the same stick, right hand, you're going to push down and back. And so that does take a little practice. A lot of times when I start up the game, I want to switch a single burst, and with M16 the mag just drops straight out. So it's kind of a pain in the ass at times. But anyways, right hand, you pull the stick down and back, you'll hear the click, and then this one, it's, ooh, I got a little jam there. Alright, that was really crazy. Anyways, try that again. When you pull it back like that, it ain't dropping out. You gotta physically come over and pick it out. Now, what I was saying before I started the game up, you have your grab buttons or middle finger buttons. That's picking your gun up. putting a little steady on it as well. Now, your pointer or your trigger finger isn't doing anything but pulling that back to cock it, and you're pulling the mag out. So again, right hand, stick down and back, trigger finger on your left, pull it out, pull it back in, same thing. And I just jammed up again. That's a little wild. See when that redoes. There we go. I don't know what that is, but basically shows the point of it all. Sometimes one thing, you have to do when it is out, you don't have to pull it back anymore. It's out. It will go back in. A lot of times people don't realize that either. They'll say that they understand how to pull it down, but they can't get it back in. And it's because you're basically holding it back. You're telling it to come back out again. So after it's out, man, it's out. So again, basically firing stuff, your trigger. Alright, I push down, back, pull it out, drop it. Pick up a new one with the trigger. Everything you're picking up is always trigger. Now, you can't pick up grenades, sidearms, anything like that. You can do your radio as far as your non-dominant hand. You can do your radio, night vision I don't have on, but you can turn that on. All of that is with your trigger finger on your left. But only your mags and your radio. As far as the smoke grenades, all of that is on your right hand, your dominant hand that you put as far as in the game. So you have to put your gun away, and then it becomes, it's no longer, a lot of people are messing this up too. They're trying to grab the grenade with their middle finger button. That's strictly for your gun. Keep doing that. I don't know what that is. But that's strictly for your gun. To put it away, pick it back up. You want the grenade, you want the syringe, that's all on the trigger finger after the gun's put away. Syringe, you're holding it. To make it work, you gotta push the stick down just like you were pushing it a shot down, but just that's not working. You gotta keep the trigger down at the same time and it will go down. Then you drop it. Sidearm, I take that back. Always guns. Just seems to be my right hand. I wonder if my battery's going low or something. Right hand is your trigger finger as well. So the only thing with the middle finger, see, I'm messing that up too. Sorry, guys. That's your middle finger button. So that's always weapons. Trigger finger is just your accessories, that kind of thing. I think that's pretty much it that I was going to cover with stuff. As far as reloading and I'm losing my hand here. All of that. Like I said, oops. All trigger finger with that motion. Most things I tell people when people are asking in the lobbies is just come in and try it out, man. Come in here, you're by yourself, you're not worried about someone trying to kill you, or you're standing around the spawn point trying to figure it out, get it set up, because you really don't have much time to be able to have everything set up. I bet my battery's going dead. So, the only other thing I was going to say, and I'm going to cut this short just because, again, I think my battery's going dead here. But I would check out that first video I did on how to use the touch. It goes over a little bit with the gameplay, and that's a big part of it too, man. You want to be able to, the best firefights I've been in, and all of those things have been based off of got people communicating and playing the game right. When you're on assault the objective. When you're on defense, try to hold on to it. Those guys are coming, man. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's my controller. We'll find out in a little bit. So, alright, guys. Let me get out of here.